Hi, and welcome back to Daily Thoughts with Mbongs. I'm your host, Mbongeni Yegelo, also goes by Mbongs. On this podcast, I'll be talking about my thoughts on life, wellness, and other things on my mind. And thank you so much for taking your time to listen to my podcast. Hope to leave you feeling a little bit inspired. Now, let's get to today's thought, shall we? Today's thought is doing the right thing is always the right thing to do. Right thing to do, doing the right thing. Yeah. What do I mean by that? There is a difference between being right and doing what's right. And sometimes wanting to be right or being right is not necessarily the right thing to do. For example, you could be driving and another car, you could be driving on the right side of the road and doing what is right, and another car comes in on your oncoming side. So you are on the right side, or in fact you are on their oncoming. The right thing will be to move. That's the right thing to do, because that person is not driving safely. But you could try and say, well, I'm right, I'm going to stay. Then have a problem. And we do this even in our personal life, even with the people we're close to. Staying angry at somebody because you were right, and perhaps at the time what was right was offering an apology, insisting on being right when the right thing to do is to deploy empathy. I'm very strong on empathy more than anything, because the more you deploy empathy, the more you get to do a lot of things right. You don't have to be right, but just do what is right. And seeing somebody else struggle, mind your business. Well, that's right, I guess. But is it the right thing to do? We have gotten to be a selfish generation. I mind me, don't care what other people say. And I reach out to people. I remember I saw this says I only reach out to people who reach out to me, something of that nature. It always confuses me, because you could be right, but you could also be wrong. Perhaps if you could apply empathy and perhaps see that, okay, maybe that person was busy, maybe that person was going through something and they couldn't talk to you about, and as a result they couldn't reach out to you. And the right thing may be just to reach out to people regardless of whether they reach out to you. Check up on people regardless of whether they check up on you. That's how I feel, because sometimes people don't reach out, not because there's bad blood, but because of they're just going through things. And the right thing to do is just check up on people, especially when you have the urge
and the feeling to reach out to somebody. Never let that just go into waste. If you suddenly have an urge to reach out to somebody, do it, because that is the right thing to do, regardless of you feeling like you're right by not reaching out. Do the right thing without trying or enforcing that you have to be right. I'm sure there are a number of examples where it's just clear that you want to be right about something, and it's not necessarily the right thing to do. Doing the right thing, doing what's right. You don't have to be right, you don't have to stick to being right, but doing what is right is the right thing to do. Sometimes we act out of anger, justify it by saying I was right, but the action wasn't the right thing to do. We mess up a lot of relationships trying to be right. We've broken down bridges because we all wanted to insist I was right, you're wrong. But perhaps if you could just deploy empathy and try to come to the sense that let me just do what's right. Not let's do what is right for me, but let me just do the right thing. Because doing the right thing is always the right thing to do.
Once again, thank you so much for listening to today's Daily Thought. I'm your host, Mbongeni Yegelo, and I look forward to engaging with you. So leave a comment, and catch you next time on Daily Thoughts with Mbongs.